Hey, Tanya, Kim. Good morning, almost afternoon. Hey, Mom. I wanted to show you guys real quick, completely unrelated. I got a surprise gift in the mail yesterday from Jana. Hello. Hey, Catherine. Jana, I'm talking about this thing. Jana sent me a surprise, the tripod you see on the left, at Jana, Jna _plans, plans. She's another young lady person. Hi, Nina. And she's been on the scopes a lot. Hey, Jana, I was just talking about you. I know, right? I was so very happy to get this tripod in the mail. First of all, who doesn't enjoy getting a surprise? And second of all, it's the perfect solution. So I have been, let me slowly move you guys over. So I've been using this, which is fine. It's convenient. But when the cats rub on it, as you guys know, it wobbles. So I've been using this. So if you guys get into scoping, keep these things in mind. I've been using this, which is nice. It's flexible. When I'm broadcasting, from the creek. See, way down there where that little bridge is. When I'm talking to you guys from the creek, that's where I'm at. So that one works great for that because it winds around the railing. But it won't come up high or low, so you have to put books under it if I'm down with the twins or whatever, I have to still rig. Then I have my camera tripod because I do photography. And, thank you guys. So the tripod is nice, but it also is limited in where you can put it. So this is like the perfect solution. Now this piece that came with it didn't fit my fat phone. I've got the fattest phone, on earth. I've got the Note. Oh gosh, you guys. I've got the Note 4. So Akron makes this. So I took the thingy off of this one, and it fit perfectly here. Oh no, it's totally fine. It's totally fine because I already had the perfect solution sitting right here. So this is adjustable. See? It goes up even higher than that. So I wanted to let you guys know about that completely off-topic subject and to say thank you to Jana. But if you guys do start scoping, this is a really perfect solution to, it was divinely inspired. The company that makes this didn't do a great job of sending information because it sent the thank you card and wants a product review with no information. And then you turn it over. The best I can do for you is show you a blurry card that's completely useless. It's ACE 3C, ACE 3C. C as in cat. So I'm going to swing you over to the easel because I don't have everything set up properly. Yeah, if people want a link. Gosh, you guys, I'm sorry. Hold on. Oh, it takes so long for my phone to turn around. Oh, come on, phone. Oh, brother. Well, I might have to talk to you with the view of the deck and the occasional wandering cat. The whole Mercury retrograde thing is, I'm a little superstitious about Mercury retrograde. I'm not superstitious about a lot of things. I poo-poo a lot of things like that. But for some reason, I do pay attention to Mercury retrograde because it does seem consistently that little aggravating things go wrong like this when you can't get your camera turned around. My tapper's not working, or the signal's slow, or... Oh, wait a minute. Did I just freeze my screen? No. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. A few times a year, somebody on here probably knows, and it lasts for about 3 weeks, and little aggravating things go wrong, like things get lost. If something's going to break, it seems to break. It's sort of like a Murphy's Law time of year. Okay, I'm going to give up trying to flip the camera. So, let's get to talking. Mercury retrograde. Jess Carlson did a great job of talking about it on her blog. There's even a little handout of how to handle it. Oh yeah, and the super moon eclipse tomorrow. So if you believe in that sort of thing, it does seem like things are a little janky right now. It's sort of like, okay, guys, you can screenshot that Acmore Rhythm Pro selfie stick on Amazon. So it's marketed as a selfie stick. But I'm telling you, that is a cool, the coolest thing I've seen for scoping. Sorry about the view, guys. No, it's not very entertaining from inside the catio. You're inside cat prison. Okay, let's get going. I've tried to turn it around like a zillion times. I'm not giving up, damn it. Which is interesting because we're talking about resistance, which does make you want to give up. So today is September 26th, and it's probably okay too because I don't have a stitch of makeup on and I've been sick for 4 days. So let's just take this as a blessing to us all. It'll be Radio Michelle today. Today I choose to see a world forgiven, in which everyone shows me the face of Christ and teaches me that what I look upon belongs to me, that nothing is except your Holy Son. And this is Workbook Lesson 269, Acmore Pro Selfie Stick from Amazon and reasonably priced. We love the reasonably priced. Oh my gosh, you get to see my unmade up face. Lucky. Okay, let me read that real quick again. Today I choose to see a world forgiven in which everyone shows me the face of Christ and teaches me that what I look upon belongs to me. Oh, stunning. Thank you. That nothing is. Ah, I love your face too. Except your Holy Son. So we're the Son. We're the offspring, so to speak. I mean, offspring is like a weird word because it really just reminds me of that band, The Offspring. But it gets us away from the son, the male versus female, because the language here can be so hard. So when we say everyone shows me the face of Christ, your face and my face are the same face. They just look a little different. They're different waves, but all part of the same ocean. And how you play this out in daily life, because again, these are like lofty concepts that sound great in the morning when you're talking about them, and then by the afternoon when you want to reach across the counter and choke the grocery store clerk because she's being dumb with you. I would never be violent, but sometimes I think violent things. You have to tell yourself, whoa, aggravating grocery store clerk is still the face of the Son. Aggravating grocery store clerk is still me, having a bad day, facing me, who's also having a bad day, or whatever. You know what I mean? So you have to talk to yourself a lot. When you break this down to the nuts and bolts, minute by minute thing, it requires a shift in how you talk to yourself. It requires you to say, do not launch yourself across the counter at the aggravating grocery store clerk. She can't help it. She's being who she is, and it's not your job to take her off the planet at this time. It's your job to rein yourself in and remind yourself that she is you and you are she, and everything's okay. And take a deep breath. Hey, Michelle. Michelle's all tuned in, pulling some interesting cards. She talked about vintage wisdom cards yesterday. Highly recommend them. They look really cool. So you take the lofty concepts, you take these complicated paragraphs, and you turn them into daily practice by talking to yourself. That's what it boils down to. The things you say to yourself in your head is how you get through life. If you think about this, there was a time when you didn't talk to yourself in your head. Before you learned language, you felt and you acted. Your emotions came up and out. They weren't restricted. So babies' emotions come up and out. If a baby's crying or a child is crying, they have a need. You attend to the need and you're done. The more you can allow them just free expression and just hold them while you're fixing the bottle or whatever it is that they need, the faster their emotions goes away. You've seen that in children, I'm sure. It comes up, it explodes out. They don't give a crap if they ugly cry. They can be some seriously ugly criers, and they don't even care. They just cry. But then they're done. So, and at that time in your life, you didn't analyze, should I get up and do my exercise today or not? I don't really feel like it. Should I get up and do my prayer practice, or should I meditate today? Oh, I don't know. I don't really want to, or I don't feel good, or blah, blah, blah. All the things that we say to ourselves. You don't do that, right? When you're a baby, you just get up and you be a baby. And that's, it's more complicated, obviously, when you have a job or a relationship or children, driving you nuts. But you can go back to that. You can get to that state of mind where you tell yourself that it's okay. Whatever is happening, it's okay. It may be complicated, it may be stressful, it may be painful in the moment, but the core of you is okay. It's going to play itself out. It rises and falls. There's no ability. We want to hold on to things, but it's not possible. There's no ability to hold on to good or bad. So when something negative has happened, you have to file bankruptcy, or, God, you're a refugee on the coast of Greece. Unless you die, which isn't the horrible thing we think it is, there's still hope, and things are still in motion. So to clinch on and think your world is negative right now and it's always going to be that way is pointless. Also, if you win the lottery or you're getting married and something fantastic and wonderful is happening, you get a cool surprise tripod in the mail. Those happy feelings also will not last. So there's no point in hanging on to them either. So some people get in trouble and fall into addiction because they're trying to hang on to the high. They're trying to grip onto the exciting parts of life and make them last longer when they're not meant to last longer. They're waves. They come and go. You're happy, you're sad, you're content, you're discontent, you're stuck in craving, or you're satisfied. It's back and forth, and what you say to yourself makes the difference. Okay, so I'm not going to really read from the text today. The lesson is the same thing. Tell yourself that what you're looking upon out here and who you're seeing out here is all one and the same, and to act accordingly. If you were having a bad day or someone you loved was having a bad day, you might want to choke them out, but you wouldn't. And that would be a very fleeting thought. And you would really offer them some assistance. So if someone around you is struggling, you offer assistance. Right? You have those fleeting thoughts. It's okay to have a violent thought. It's not okay, and in fact it's illegal and mostly a felony in all 50 states to act on the violent thought. Don't do it. Don't do it. We don't judge yourself for thinking about it, because we are at the core animals. The INS lady. Right. So resistance, the second thing I put on our title. Resistance is the force that we talk about that rises up against us when we establish a daily practice. Insurance lady. Absolutely. I thought you meant INS, like immigration or something. Which is true. Any government official needs a little extra self-talk to not do something violent. So there's been a lot of question lately. A lot of people seems like, yeah, right, have been going through some physical things, and just being tired and feeling sloggy, and just not feeling very good, feeling a little off center. So then the question becomes, is that resistance or is it time to rest? It's an extremely subtle difference, and it's something you have to explore for yourself. These are my thoughts on it. I did have a email conversation with Stephen Pressfield about this concept, so I'll tell you what he told me and how I use it in my daily life. And I notice that the screen keeps freezing a lot, so I'm sorry about that. That's our crappy internet. So what he said is, he calls it the muse, your creative inspiration, shows up every day. And if you're in your seat, okay, good. If you're in your seat ready to work, you get the inspiration. If you're not in your seat ready to work, it goes on to somebody else. Which means showing up every day. And if that may mean showing up at the, for Michelle, at the Pure Bar Studio, the exercise at the bar. It may be, if you're an alcoholic, showing up at the bar. I'm just kidding. But it means that if you're going to stay inspired, stay connected to God, stay connected to Source, you've got to show up every day. Even when you're sick, even when you don't feel like it, even when you are absolutely opposed to opening whatever book you're studying or using to stay inspired. I just connected that Danny Sandoval is on here, a police officer in Brighton. Awesome guy. Hi, Dan. I am feeling only marginally better. I am a little better. Better enough that I'm not going to go to the doctor, but I don't feel super great. So what he said is you show up every day. Someday you're going to do crappy work. Some days you'll do excellent work. Some days all you'll do is sit at your desk and, wish you had a different career or wish you had chosen something else for your creative outlet. The point is showing up. Thank you. Thank you. I'll take all the healing thoughts and prayers I can get. I just don't feel too good. Oh, I miss you guys too. Brighton Police Department is one of the collections of good guys in law enforcement. So there's bad law enforcement and there's really good law enforcement. So you have to keep that in mind. Good and bad for all of it. So how that relates to, say, what I'm doing every day. You're welcome. It's well deserved. I need to come out here every day because for long periods of time in my life, I've allowed resistance to take me off kilter of a daily practice. So unless I'm in the hospital comatose, I'll be here every day. And that's for me. Like, I love it when people show up. It makes it so much better. But if nobody showed up, I'd still be here. I'd just be talking to myself, which if you think about it, I'm talking to myself anyway. So he said, you still got to show up. Sick or not sick, that resistance can mask itself as sickness. It can mask itself as injury. Even if I was in the hospital, if I was conscious and had an internet signal, I could still, talk to you guys. It might be at a weird time, and it might not be too great, but I could still show up. So our physical bodies are trained to respond to routine. So if it's a workout I'm doing and I don't feel very good, I should probably still get up and at least go to the club or put my hands on the weights or, walk 5 steps or whatever it is I'm doing, because it keeps my body in the rhythm of a daily practice. Probably no matter how sick you are, you still brush your teeth. And I know as parents, no matter how sick you are, you still take care of your children. It's a non-negotiable. We've talked about that before. So your daily practice of spiritual connection or whatever it is you're exploring, yes, routine is key. And 1 day becomes 3 days, becomes 5 days overnight. You know how easy it is. So you make your daily practice a non-negotiable too, just like we've talked about before. You do the same level for yourself that you would do for your kids. So that's what he told me, and that's what is I've put into practice, and it seems to be working for me. Now, that's not for everyone. I just wanted to throw that out there. And then the other thing is an article by Martha Beck, and I wish I could find it. I'll see if I can find it. If I can, I'll put it out on Twitter. She talked about something similar, that when you start an exercise program, we all know this, like we've done New Year's resolutions a zillion times, you make it 5 minutes or 50 days, and then you quit, and you don't think about it again until December 31st at 11:59 p.m. And you make more resolutions that you don't keep. So what she said is the same thing, show up. So the example she gave is working out on her treadmill or elliptical, I forget. She doesn't like working out. She has to force herself to do it. She has to do it because she has fibromyalgia. If she doesn't work out, things are bad. So even if she only walked out to the elliptical and put her finger on it, she still showed up. She still went physically and did the action. Even if she didn't get on the elliptical because she was sick that day or whatever, she still physically moved herself to that place. So my place out here is this deck. I'll have to find a different place. Oh, hey! Hi, Hubster. That's always cool when the Hubsters show up. Hey, Cynthia. So the physical movement to your place matters. My physical area is this, cat prison. Hey, how are you? So now that, with winter's coming, I'll have to carve out a space inside, and I'll make that my routine. Now, that said, I don't need to be bound to this desk or the kitchen table or wherever it is I decide to set up. I still need to be flexible enough that I do this when I have the twins, which is extremely challenging, and it's not my preference. But, you still do your daily practice regardless of what's going on. So the difference between resistance and the need to rest, I'm not sure there is one. So, and I've thought this up until, honestly, yesterday, that if you don't pay attention to not wanting to do what you're doing, you'll get sick. That means that you didn't rest when you needed to rest. Is that true? I'm starting to question that. Because if you're on a highly powerful and you are daily connecting to God as you define it, you are daily pushing yourself in a good way, you're daily challenging yourself to see other human beings also with the face of spirit, I can imagine that would create some high-level resistance. But my question, Michelle, is that amped up resistance? Is getting sick a way that we've learned that we can stop ourselves? I don't know the answers to this. Honestly, guys, I just thought of this last night. So I'm not saying this is what it is. I'm no expert. You guys, I'm just bumbling along too. But my question is, is that the last stronghold of resistance? Is it the last little shred that will, you may need downtime to integrate the changes, and it could be either. So what I'm questioning is, downtime doesn't mean you have to stop. Because downtime could be resistance cutting you off at the knees, and then you don't pick it back up again. So what I'm thinking for myself I'm going to try is when I feel sick or I'm resisting coming out here because I feel like I don't have anything to say that day or whatever crap is going on in my head, I'm still, like I said, I've made the commitment I'll still be here, even if it's not, sometimes, thank you. Sometimes I'm not always on my game. It's a valid excuse. People can't fuss at you for going off grid when you're sick. Exactly. So I'm wondering if we take away all our other excuses, I wonder if we're hanging on to being sick as our last valid excuse. So then it becomes more important, like Stephen Pressfield and Martha Beck said, I know someone who gets sick when they just don't want to do or be there, right? Because they haven't learned how to say no. If you don't know how to say no, that's the secondary payoff to being sick. It gets you out of stuff you don't want to say no to. Yeah. So I think we can handle it both ways. These are just my thoughts in that way that Stephen Pressfield and Martha Beck said. Even when you're sick, I think the energy is different. Resistance is foot stomping. Needing rest is relief. So that's how Blue Bobcat Lenora is describing it. Resistance feels like foot stomping, and rest feels like relief. I think for myself, even when I'm feeling like I need a break or rest, I can still come out here and talk for a few minutes. Yeah. If I don't have internet signal, I can drive down to the road. If the weather's bad and I can't drive down to the road, I can send you guys a tweet and I can still open my book and do my connecting to spirit. I don't ever let a day go by anymore without it. I think so too. I'm starting to wonder, because we know a great question to ask ourselves when we are sick, right? Are we sick because we didn't want to say no? Are we sick because we're resisting the massive amount of energy coming into our bodies, or we need to do some koya dancing or yoga or whatever, walking, to integrate new energies into our bodies? I think still show up. You hadn't thought of it that way. Yeah. So I feel like if you feel yourself getting sick and you're telling yourself you need to take a break from whatever it is that's moving you forward, I think that's a tricky resistance move. I think that's what Stephen Pressfield would call Satan. That's a move designed to very subtly, it depends. Yeah, I agree. It depends. So I know someone who uses I'm sick as an excuse to not show up. Yeah, I think I've certainly done that. I've used sickness as a way to get out of stuff when I was much younger. I haven't done that in forever. But it's hard to learn to say no. It's hard to learn to tell people who want you to be there that you're not going to be there because you're an introvert like me, and parties are like hell on earth. I love you. I love people. I really do. I hate parties in the worst possible way. Now I just say I'm not coming. I love you, but I won't be there. I'll send you a cake if you need me to. But I won't go. I don't like parties at all. They're too exhausting. So, oh God, I hate parties. That's like the worst possible thing. I hate parties just slightly more than I hate talking on the phone. I don't like talking on the phone either. I kind of sound like a bitch. I'm just kidding, but that is a question that I would throw out there. Is it resistance? Is it time to rest? And does it have to be either or? Like Tanya said, it could probably be both. But you can treat it with the exact same treatment, which is to not let it derail you from your daily practice. So say it's an exercise program and you feel like you're getting sick and you need a break. And if you've been an athlete, when you work out so hard, you do have to take a break. But your break could be a different kind of exercise for the day. It could be some slow stretching. If you're doing yoga all the time, it could be taking a walk. You could switch it up a little. If you feel yourself getting sick and it's going to knock you off kilter, you can still drive to the gym with your tissues and your NyQuil or whatever and blow your nose in the parking lot and turn around and go home if you have to. But you still have your body moving into the place that you're used to. Is that making sense? Oops. I just scared the hell out of the cat. I think I'm all partied out from my 20s and 30s. Yeah, right? I started partying pretty young, so I got tired of that about mid-20s. I've actually left people at bars because I just had enough. I just call them a cab. Here's some taxi money, honey. I gotta go. I can't handle it. Oh, God, I'm horrible. Okay, so 2 things for today. Your self-talk. When you're aggravated by other people, remind yourself that they're you. Talk yourself through it. Yeah, I liked it. I liked thinking about still showing up in whatever way I could. Some days when, so I have a portrait commission right now. It's a memorial commission for a woman who I met at the Blog Pause conference. She came to my session at the conference, and her little hamster died. And so she wants a memorial portrait. And I have resistance going on. I've gotten about halfway done, and I'm dragging my feet now about finishing it. That happens to me all the time. Oh, you're welcome. You're totally welcome. I promise I'll be here before noon as much as I can. Oh, I'll be here every day. Always try to make it before noon, but I notice sometimes I'm getting real close to noon. So I'm dragging my feet about finishing the portrait. I always do that. But what I do every day is I still pick up my pencils. I still look at it, and I fiddle with my pencils, and sometimes I don't put pencil to paper. And that can go on for a few days. I always tell people it takes me 2 to 6 weeks to make a portrait. Typically, that's just my process, and I respect the process, but I don't let it stop me from putting my attention on that portrait every day. Do you guys want to see it? I can run and grab it. It's about halfway done. So as an artist, about halfway through, I freak out and think I can't do it. Halfway through a book, or about 3/4 of the way through a book, I'll freak out and think I can't finish it. If I don't finish it, then I just stay stuck in limbo. Here, I'll go grab it. But that's what I mean. Like, I still touch the pencils. I still look at it. Can you see her? She's about halfway done. So this is Winnie. This is the photograph. And I work in black and white. So these are black and white pencils. Ooh, I got a shake in my thumb today. Yeah, she's cute, isn't she? So I've been stuck at this point for about 4 days. I'm really resistant to it. I always try to get the eyes done first. Then once I get those done, for some reason I freeze up. And I'll have to force myself to get back in here because fur is difficult to draw. See all these tiny little marks? And a hamster has black tip fur. So, yeah. Anyway, that's what I mean, though. Every day I still look at it. Every day I still touch the pencils. Because if I don't, I won't finish it. Oh, hamsters are the cutest thing. Nina, what kind have you had? The little dwarf hamsters are so cute, but I've heard they're aggressive. And I can't have hamsters. I have a house full of hamster eaters. Golden, that's what she is. Or was, a golden hamster. So anyway, think about that. How are you talking to yourself when you're faced with the other people in the world who are breathing all your air and you get aggravated? Reminding yourself that they're part of the whole, just like we all are. And then questioning how you're handling resistance. Because you guys are blowing through some intense material. And if you haven't had a daily practice in connecting to spirit, when you do, things start to happen. And you want to be prepared for it. So think about that. If all you can do is touch your materials or move yourself physically to the space where you normally do your daily practice, don't let illness completely knock you off kilter. Okay. And I think that's it. Do you guys have any questions? It's lovely weather here. I'm going to just spend another rest day. My husband wants me to go with him on that 4-wheeler that he got for his birthday. I'm so not interested. Okay, I think we may have some lag here. Yeah. Somebody else said they couldn't access it. If you guys can't access the replay, let me know, and I'll try and send you a different link or something. I think Michelle was never able to access it. I could see it, and I don't know if it's the difference between iPhone and Androids, maybe. Cynthia, do you have an iPhone? Michelle, do you have iPhone or Android? I don't know if that's the difference or not, but I did hear from somebody else that the replay wouldn't work. But I could still see it. Froze up. Okay. Okay, well, my signal's crap. So hopefully the replay works. And thanks everybody for coming by and for participating. And you're awesome. And go through your day with blessings on your heads. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. You're welcome. You're welcome.